In this video I show you how to paint Saim-Hann as quickly as their jet bikes. Hello fellow Hunters of the Blue, welcome to my channel and welcome to Zero Skill, a series of videos where I show you the simplest and most effective way of painting your models. In this video we will take a look at how to paint Saim-Hann Eldar with amazing results and simple steps with some optional finishing details. White and red are notorious for being hard to paint. Well, with the help of color theory and some clever steps, we can paint them quickly and effectively with amazing results. As you might know, Vallejo is now the sponsor of the series to showcase the amazing range of express paints. To me, and I am obviously biased, the best one-coat paints in the market. I will leave a link in the description to the Vallejo web so you can check the immense array of products they offer, where I'm sure you will be able to find a product that suits your needs. And now, let's get cracking! As you can see, we're starting from a base coat of Vallejo's Bone White Spray. And this color scheme has, well, three main colors: black, white, and red. Red being the biggest and most prominent. It's also going to be the messiest, so I'm going to start with that, because then I can do the black and the white, especially the white, very cleanly. And for the red, we're going to start with, well, surprisingly, green. We do green because green is the opposite color of red in the color wheel and is going to provide an incredibly deep shadow that red by itself cannot provide. The green I've chosen for this one is Forest Green from Express, and I'm going to do a layer that is 1 part Forest Green and 4 parts Express Medium. I don't care if this touches any of the bits that are going to be black or white, because it doesn't make any sense. I'm going to paint all over them later on. The most important part is we get a consistent and smooth layer of this green. One thing I will do, once I have a section down, is to try to wipe out as much as possible from the upper facing surfaces, just to get a good result. You can use your finger if you want, works actually pretty well. I call that the peachy maneuver. The green is now fully dry and I'm going to start doing a dry brush now. The first one is going to be a Screaming Skull. The reason why I use Citadel paints for the dry brushing is because they dry satin, and Express works much better over satin finish paints. And one coat paints work much better over satin paints. I'm going to build this dry brush slowly and methodically. I know it's very tempting to go like super heavy with this, but trust me here, it's way better if we take our time and we do this in several passes. Just make sure to leave everything to dry before doing another pass, because if you don't, paint will just lift off. The dry brush, even though the name says it's dry, it's still wet paint, and if we don't leave it to fully dry, it's going to lift off, leaving a horrible result. I'm going to focus this dry brush on the upper facing surfaces and on the volumes that I want to make stand out. For example, his beefcakes, because for the Eldar, that's the most important part of the model. I want to do another dry brush using white, but because I want that dry brush to go over everything, I'm going to be clever and base coat all of my other colors now. For the black, I'm going to use Hospitalier Black. Hospitalier Black is a really intense black, so it will cover any mistakes we made with the green in the previous application. Let's not forget the mask. And because I want to cover all of the white with another color right now, I don't care if I go over the lines. With the black base coated, I'm going to base coat now all of the white details, and for that I'm going to use Corax White. For the same reason that I used the Screaming Skull for my first dry brush, this is just done because it covers really well, so for the most part over the bone we just have to do one layer, and maybe two over the black and the green, but also it dries satin, so it will help the Express flow better. And at the end of the day, that's our main objective. Just be very careful, and if you mess up and go into the black, just rebase coat it. With all of those base coats done, now it's time for our final dry brush of pure white that will go over every single detail of the model. For the most part, I want this dry brush to be quite light, just picking up edges and like the most raised surfaces, stuff like that. Also applicable to the weapon, where I just want the edge highlight here. On the black we're going to tint it later with another color, and that is going to make for an amazing looking black with just 2 steps. On the head I'm going to be more insistent until I am up to pure white on the main surface. If you go too hard onto the mask, which I just did, don't worry too much. We can do 2 layers of the next color instead of 1. It's not a big deal. Remember, the most important part is the red and the white. The black, especially on the helmet, is just a contrasting color. And for the red, I'm going to do a mix of 1 part Seraph Red and 1 part Plasma Red. Seraph Red will provide the intensity and Plasma Red will provide a slight yellowy tone, which in my opinion is much more pleasant overall for the color scheme. Just be very careful around all of the other details, because while we can fix stuff, it's better if we don't have to. Of course, the only bits I'm not going to care about are any metallic parts, which in case of this model is just the gemstone on his chest. And again, I will go very slowly, section by section, taking my time to make sure the red is the best it can, because again, that is the most important part of the model. With the red done and looking amazing, we can fix any mistakes using Screaming Skull and white like I did here on the piece of cloth on the arm, and we can do the next layers. I'm going to do the black now, and for this I'm going to use Black Lotus. For me, this combination of Black Lotus over the pre-shade of the dry brush is incredible. I've been using this in my actual army and I highly recommend you try it, because it's the best and easiest way of painting one of the most obnoxious bits to paint on Eldar, which are the weapons themselves. I'm going to be extra careful here around the face mask, and because I went too overboard with the dry brush of white, I might do 2 layers just to be sure it looks black. Before tackling the white, I'm going to do all of the tassels and all that stuff, all the decorations, and for that I'm going to use deep purple. I really like this combination of burgundy and red for Saim-Hann. I think it looks fantastic on them. Some people paint these tassel things in just black, but I just think that's boring. I really like to give them a little bit more color. But you do you. At the end of the day, they are your models. With all of that done, it's just the white left to paint, and for this I'm going to use a space gray mixed with express medium. This will be about 1 part space gray and 7 to 8 parts express medium. A lot of medium. We want this to be really thin. And apart from thinning it down, I'm not going to apply it all over. I'm going to apply it to a section and then feather it out a little bit over the edges like that. I don't want this to be all over because I still want this to look really white and bright. Let me show it here. I'm going to apply it over the section here, with this little bump, and here as well. And then I will clean my brush and just, wipe away from the surface and integrate it onto the rest of the model. We can do the same on the back. If you don't want to overcomplicate yourself, you can just do a single layer and mix it even more with medium, maybe 1 part space gray and 10 parts medium. With the white done, it's time to finish the model for the tabletop, and I'm going to do that painting the eye lenses and the gem. I base coated those off camera using white, and I'm going to apply Caribbean turquoise over them. If you just want to play, you can stop here. This is a super easy, simple process, and you get an amazing result in the end. This is way above normal tabletop. I would consider this to be a really nice model for an army. As always, I'm going to show you how you can take this to the next level with some highlights on the red. I'm going to show you how you can highlight this red to make it look absolutely stunning. For our first highlight, I'm going to use a mix of 2 parts light green from Model Color, 1 part Scarlet Blood from Game Color, and 1 part Sunset Orange from Game Color as well. This will result in an amazing dark orange, which will be perfect to highlight this red. I'm going to use this to emphasize all of the highlights that are already there, and doing an edge highlight in all of those details that might not be picked out by the dry brushing. On the volumetric parts, like the knees, we can thin this down into a heavy glaze consistency, something like this, and we can apply it on the upper surfaces, just like that. And I'm going to do the second highlight. This will be just pure light orange, and I'm going to apply this as a thin edge highlight. You want to be very, very subtle with this orange because you don't want the model to turn orange, and if you apply too much of this, you really run the risk. So I'm going to be quite minimalistic with this. And for the final highlight, I'm going to use pure sunset orange. And this will be very, very small, just small dots concentrated in the main path of light. And of course, I am painting an Eldar here, but you can use this to paint anything that, well, is red really, like Blood Angels, Chaos World Eaters. Any of those will look amazing with this color scheme. Every day I get to paint an Eldar, it's a good day for me. Stay tuned because the next entry of the series is the best craft world, Iyanden. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget that if you like my videos and want to help me make them, you can follow me on social media. You have the links to all my social media in the description below and in the pinned comment of this video. Share and like this video, but most importantly, there is Patreon and channel members. Patrons and members allow me to do all the cool videos that I want to make, and most importantly, they allow me to keep releasing videos for free here on YouTube. Perks include access to an amazing Discord community full of lovely people, access to many more Patreon exclusive videos, and also private one-on-one online classes. Help me enjoy the list of the coolest persons in the planet, including Third Phase Studios, Adam Carroll, Adam Thaxton, Agon David, Al Andy, Andrei Michensko, Anthony Harrell, Antoine Darbon, Arjet Lam, Arjuna, Avery Swanson, Bartosz Badensky, Benjamin Seguin, Big BRHV, Blue Death Fist, Bob Langdrich, Bransky, Carlos Aldasoro, Charles Armitage, Chris G, Chris Lewis, Chris Patmore, Christophe Moret, Christopher Cureton, Christopher Weatherford, Kieran O'Murtha, Cole Once Mouse, Copper Crystallios, Dan Mako, Dana Yatzia, Daniel Ramin, Darcy Farrar, David Smith, Derek Dunbar, Dr. Cathaber, Dr. V, Emily Queen of Sloth, Emaren Stewart, Everwar 555, Felix Franke, Fergal, Philip Weka, Francis Harwood, Gareth Smith, Gary Hewitt, GeForce Heath Hathaway, Howard Hotville, Hugo Winsor Melia, Hyde Anderson, Ian, Jacob Morris, Jake Staines, James Adams, Jan, Jason Lantrip, Jason Weber, Javi Mota, Jay Jones, JBBABB, Jesus, Jimmy McL, Jonathan Fox, John W, John Shute, Jorge Pardo Serrano, Juan Sanchez Zapater, Justin May, Just Rex, Carl Jones, Kevin Marshall, Kevin Sulars, Killaman21, Laforel, Bernard Lindemann, Luke Rubius Camcom, Mad Max, Mailbox 2112, Manuel Martinez Lavin, Mark Jarvis, Matt Watson, Mateus Babiuk, Matt Wallis, Matthew Lang, Matthew McClellan, Matthew Miller, Michael Holtz, Mick, Mikael Moti, Nasser Luta, Natius Maximus, Nicholas Davis, O'Hulian, One Ali Dude, Operator 11811, Oscar Jonathan Tomber, Pablo Cuesta, Painted by Tainted, Palace Cat, Peter Gottslich, Phil Boinsk, Rand Username, Richard McGlory, Richard St. Pierre, Robert Fuller, Rory McLean, Ryan Hawkins, Sean, Sebastian A, Speaker Dad, Square Wave, Star Wars Star Bro, Stephen K, Stephen McCuen, Sven Vitoek, Tyrek, Terry Denham, 3Gs, Tomoso Kinoso, Tyler Hughes Venture, Seth27, Soy CFF, Sorak, Oscar, Seren Bedia, and Stephen Zimmerman. And as for me, I will catch you in the next one. Bye!